Nigeria police says reports of shooting of the PDP presidential candidate's convoy in Maiduguri are false. Public Relations Officer of the Maiduguri State Command, ASP Sani Mohammed, describes the news as a mischievous attempt by some people to incite disturbance of public peace in the state and in the country. Mohammed says the campaign took place successfully amid tight security. He adds that one person who attempted to disrupt the PDP campaign convoy along the airport road was arrested by the police.
The command wished to state authoritatively that the news is not only fake, but also a false and mischievous attempt by some unguided people to incite disturbance and distract the peace of Borno people and Nigeria at large. The campaign rally was done and conducted successfully under a tight and adequate security coverage. The candidate was accompanied to the Emir's palace by the police to pay a homage to the Emir of Borno State, after which he was escorted on until he departed the town. It is worth to note that one person named Eladi Musa Abbas, 32 years of age, along the road to the airport, attempted to disrupt the escort of the presidential candidate, but he was arrested by the police after a hot chase. He is now under the command custody.
All right, let's bring in Arise correspondent Mary Chinda, who was on ground in Borno, to tell us more about the incident and what we're hearing from the police command in Borno State. Mary, so glad you're here, hale and hearty, safe, but I do see a bandage on your arm. Tell us exactly what unfolded today in Borno State there, and does it really align with what we're hearing from the CP of Borno?
Well, there was an attack on the convoy of the presidential candidate of the People's Democratic Party, Atiku Abubakar. It was a long convoy. The presidential candidate, along with the press and then the other members of his convoy, had visited the palace of the Shehu of Borno, and he had paid a courtesy call on him, and conversations had gone on. And while we were on our way, matter of fact, while we were going in there, it was a small crowd. As we made our way out of that place, there was a rather very hostile and aggressive crowd. Now, there also was a heavy presence of security men, including men of the Nigerian police, the NSCDC, and all of that. While we were going in there, on our way out of that place, there was still a heavy presence of security, but there was an aggressive crowd who looked like thugs, and they had begun to pelt stones on the buses, the cars. Now there was a lot of fear, and there was a lot of apprehension and tension, and at that moment I couldn't join the bus that we had come with. So it was just join any bus and just get out of here, because it was getting heated up. And then I managed to get into the bus that was carrying the National Woman Leader and other party officials. And yet they were pelting things that sounded like stones, sounded like firing gunshots on the several convoys. Was there an attack? Oh yes, there was an attack on the PDP presidential candidate and the convoy that followed on their way to the party rally. This was after the courtesy call was paid to the Emir, the Shehu of Borno State.
Indeed. So the police command is right to say that the rally held successfully amid tight security. But you're saying this attack was outside of that rally.
It took place
on your way.
It took place before the rally began.
Great.
So as soon as the presidential candidate touched down in Borno State, he headed straight to the palace of the Shehu of Borno, and it was while he was leaving the palace to the campaign ground that this attack happened.
Oh, we're just sorry that you had to go through all of this and get injured. Were you the only journalist who was affected by this attack? Who got injured?
The bus carrying, the first bus carrying the journalists were, I mean, received a lot of, you know, stones and, you know, whatnot being pelted at it. But the bus that we were in, you know, in the heat of, you know, the things that were being shot at the bus, and then the driver was a little reckless and he was just trying to scamper for safety. You know, I fell off the bus.
You lost balance.
You know, and then I mean, I went headlong on the floor.
I don't even want to imagine that. But thankfully, I mean, you're here, you know, you just
safe and sound.
Safe and sound.
Mary Chinda.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Diso and Ngozi.
Yeah.